Hey everybody, it's Rohit,
It's Kim.
and we're back again in Rohit's channel, and it's going to be a little different in terms of, we're going to do a reaction to pretty much all the Avengers Doomsday trailers. Now, I've already reacted to one of them, but the others, Kim hasn't seen any of the trailers, so, and they're relatively short, so I feel like it shouldn't take too long for us to get through them, and I think each of the trailers are pretty cool. Now, Avengers Doomsday. You know, how much have you kept up with since EndGame, all the stuff that's been coming out from Marvel?
So I did watch the heck with Falcon when he became Captain America.
Yeah,
I saw
Falcon
the
and
movie.
Winter Soldier.
I saw the Falcon Winter Soldier series.
We haven't seen Loki, which
I haven't seen Loki.
we'll react to that because it's a great show.
Yeah, I did see. What's the other show? Fantastic Four. I saw
That's
the
a movie.
movies. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was a movie. I think that's it though.
Did you watch Thunderbolts?
I saw Thunderbolts movie. Yes. I saw that
Shang-Chi?
No.
Deadpool Wolverine, we
one.
saw.
Wolverine, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And then I don't think you watched Ant-Man either. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
No, that's the second or third one.
That's the second one, the sequel.
No, wait, I think I did see the second one.
It had Scarlet Witch in it. Wanda in it.
Oh, well, that's a maybe. It's been a minute.
Okay.
It's a maybe.
That's okay. So I would say, to be fair, you actually are giving a great response, in my opinion, because that's kind of how a lot of people have been feeling about Phase 4 and 5 currently,
Yeah.
which is a mixed bag. And I can go into you know what? I might do like a podcast or like a full video
Yeah.
where I can explain like just kind of things just kind of going off rails a little bit for Marvel, but they also had some good content. It's not like it was all duds, right? It was a mixed bag compared to how just powerful and just great like just hits after hits, in my opinion, that were happening from like Phase 2 and 3, getting all the way to Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
The hype was real, and it paid off really well, and it was just one of those like big climactic like cinematic universe. Like cinematic universes didn't exist
It was amazing.
until we saw Marvel like being like, "Yo, we got characters from this movie and this movie and this movie. They're in there. Let's go." And so that hype, the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
We didn't care much about post-credit scenes before.
Absolutely not.
There were still post-credit scenes like here and there, but not the same with Marvel, you know? So I think Marvel like just pioneered so many new things that, are just awesome and amazing. And Phase 4 and 5, pretty much I've watched almost all the content. There's a couple of things here and there, like I didn't watch Secret Invasion, stuff that I heard about it. Kind of doesn't make me want to watch it anyways. But the way I see with Marvel was and I'm not going to go in depth with this, but basically after Endgame, they got rid of, and getting rid of meaning like they retired their, almost all of the OG Avengers.
Yeah.
They kind of, the legacy characters kind of stepped aside, and now it was time for the new folks to rise up, and the idea was, this will be the new Avengers. This will build up to a new culmination of things. And they also wanted to go into the multiverse. And the Kang Dynasty was the first thing that they were going to do. Kang Dynasty was what this movie was going to be. But with Jonathan Majors, he had legal issues basically caused him to be removed. So he was Kang. He was going to be this big villain. He gets removed from this, and that's why this becomes Doomsday instead.
Gotcha.
And that's when Robert Downey Jr. is coming as Doom, which is,
Yeah.
again, people had mixed opinions on that, but to me, I think it can be really cool. The main thing is about like the Phase 4 and 5 after Endgame is they were trying a lot of new things, and I think they kind of shotgun sprayed a lot of ideas on the board. And I don't think they really took a second to pause, because COVID happened. They were like, streaming is a new way of doing things. Streaming meant there's so many more shows. and then you just started realizing the amount of homework people started having to do to watch like the next movie. It just gets too much, right?
Yeah, I for sure got overwhelmed, and I think at some point I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm taking a pause from like any type of Marvel, other than the here and there like the Thunderbolts or Spider-Man. But
yeah, stuff I dragged you to.
Yes, well, you didn't drag me. I was willingly happy to go because they're great movies.
I mean, you were like, Thunderbolts. What's Thunderbolts about?
True, and then I watched it and I was like,
it was pretty good.
I
really like Thunderbolts.
Especially Winter Soldier. Like, come on.
Yeah. And Sentry, I think they could.
Sentry was really good.
Awesome
he did such a great job. But I think at some point I was like, there's just so much I have to like watch and do to kind of figure out where we're at.
And not all of it's great.
And then
that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to watch things that are not that exciting?
Yeah, and then especially when you add like seasons and TV shows, it just it adds up more to like, do I really want to dedicate that much time to all this?
I feel that. I definitely feel that, and I think.
But you're definitely diehard like comic books, and so I see you dedicated.
I'm a nerd. I can't help it. I'm gonna like. Even Secret Invasion, like as much as I did, like I'm not excited about watching it. At some point, I will watch it just so I can watch the hot mess it is. But going back to this, right? So we basically what happened in Marvel's they wanted to go into the multiverse, and that's why you started having movies like Deadpool, Wolverine coming from different universes, like the Fox universe, which the rights to X-Men and everything got bought back by Marvel. Fantastic Four, similarly, they're in a different universe, and so all these other universe stuff has been happening, right? And it's been kind of a mixed bag, but recently the movies have been kind of hitting. We had Deadpool, Wolverine, pretty solid. Captain America: Brave New World to me is like it's above average. It's not super great because I think like some of the stuff that was done in there, I'm not gonna go deep into it, but it just didn't feel as polished as it could have been. Thunderbolts I think was great. Fantastic Four I think is great. I think they're starting to hit some more like much better strides, right? But the main thing really is, and what I really like as we get into these trailers is that it felt like when I started watching the first trailer that we're coming right off of EndGame. So EndGame it happened, and if you remember in EndGame, Tony, spoilers if no one has watched EndGame, I hope you have. I don't know why you're watching the Avengers Doomsday trailer if you didn't even watch that, but if you haven't, please don't watch this. Go back, watch the movies. They're awesome, and then come back to this. But basically, Tony's gone.
Yes.
Steve decides to go back in time. Thor is off doing his own. Like, there's just a lot of like they just kind of split apart and they're kind of gone. They're retired, right, or dead. Black Widow did not get the funeral that she deserved. But to me, that was the end, and then there was so many other stuff. What I really like with these trailers is it's kind of like taking us right from there. So the very thing you were talking about, where it's like, man, like there's so much homework to catch up on, it doesn't feel like that with this.
Okay.
This feels like, Avengers ended, and this is a sequel to Avengers.
Gotcha.
It's not a sequel to every single Marvel show or movie that came out. Now, there's some movies that it does connect to. So like Thor: Love and Thunder or Black Panther 2, but those are the movies. There's less you have to worry about in terms of homework compared to like the shows. Like it seems like they're focusing on the main hitting stuff, and so it really does feel like we had Avengers, EndGame, Doomsday is coming after that, and it really feels like you're really moving forward from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I think you'll start getting what I mean by just watching some of these.
I'm excited.
And I think they're doing a great job in marketing by like. So what they kind of did here is that they had these trailers being released for I think Avatar: Fire and Ash in different theaters, different trailers. So these 4 trailers there were different trailers being released. So you were seeing a different trailer depending on the theater you went to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and like those preview trailers.
Yeah.
And then people were first kind of upset about it, but then like later on, the trailers are being released weekly. Every Tuesday, one of the trailers is being dropped.
Yeah.
So and marketing I think is building up this hype that I haven't felt since Endgame. Like I've not felt as excited about this. Since Endgame, honestly, because to me, it's like there's so many questions.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, like speculation. You're like, what could this mean? Like, how is it gonna go? Like, what is happening? And it's also taking itself more seriously, which I think it was becoming a little problematic, where Marvel was becoming too jokey. And when the stakes are high, I think like you gotta take it a little bit more serious. And I think that's what they're starting to do. And it's hype.
Okay.
So, all right.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first trailer we're watching. Here we go.
He's married. He has a baby. Not his like theme song and like piano.
Look at that. The Doomsday clock is running 11 months. It's coming in December of 2026.
December, let's go.
Yeah.
So
do you wanna watch all the trailers and then talk about them all together, or do you wanna do a trailer at a time?
we could do like, because this one was short. So my only comment here was just like the piano was definitely made me like tear up a little bit.
Yeah,
so
right? It felt like the nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Which I know that they're doing that because, I mean, to be fair, it's been a mixed bag, and you're like, hey, I know the good stuff.
It's like
we're
our
bringing
heroes
it back.
got retired, and it's like now they're coming back. Like
Yeah. You're tearing up.
I am tearing up.
Oh my gosh. That's what it's about. Like
okay.
that feeling, right?
Get it together, Kim.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what it's about.
Okay, let's do the next one.
All right. Did it hype you a little bit?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Okay, let me.
Get back in there.
Huh?
I'm like saying my tears. Get back in there.
Get back in there. All right, so I got this one. So I've already reacted to this trailer, but we'll both do it together. All right, here we go.
Father, all my life, I have answered every call. To honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child, a life untouched by the storm.
He adopts a dog.
Lend me the strength of the old
You haven't watched
fathers,
that movie.
so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
It's getting serious.
They're all dads.
We're starting to see some theme here. There's a family here, you know, and it's not going well. And then again, the Doomsday clock is so cool.
Okay, I missed
So
that.
in Love and Thunder,
Okay.
there
It's
is.
just I have to just watch Love and Thunder.
You just had to watch Love.
Okay,
and Thunder,
I'm gonna watch Love
At
and
the end
Thunder.
of it, yeah, this is the. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Her name is Love.
Oh. Okay, first of
But
all,
there's a theme, right? Like it was Steve Rogers.
I do say this gave me a little bit of like God of War, like with like
I mean,
having
It's
a son
literally a
type
god.
of thing, but this time it's a daughter, and
Yeah.
he's literally a god. Yes.
Yeah. And then also like you haven't watched Love and Thunder, but when you watch it, and I think you'll understand what I mean, kind of like revisiting this trailer, just that there's more weight. Like, you can tell, like, something's happening.
Yeah.
Like, something to build, like, he's taking it seriously, you know, and Thor, you know, in Ragnarok and everything, it started becoming a bit more jokey. And I'm like, I like the fact that in, like, Infinity War, we had Thor in best balance of Thor. There was a seriousness and pain to him. Yeah. And I'm like...
I mean, he lost everything.
He lost everything. He's thousands of years old. He's been through so much, and it's like you feel that from what he's saying here. So, again, I was like, yo, they're getting it right.
Yeah.
They're starting, like, they're hyping me up, and I think they're doing a great job.
Oh my gosh.
All
okay.
Right. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
We're just going. We're just going. All right.
Go.
We're just going. All right. Here we go.
The X-Men.
Death comes for us all. That's all I know for sure. The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
He's also back, kid.
They're bringing them back.
Yeah. Dude. Right?
Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Because they had Xavier from, like, the recent...
The OGs.
Oh my god, they're bringing in the OGs.
And even Cyclops and the freaking black and the suit. That's from the 90s comics.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And the Doomsday clock hits again.
Jeez, Louise. Ah, it's gonna. Okay, I have not felt like this for so long.
Right? I was telling you, like, they did a great job of, like, hitting these beats where you're just like, holy crap! Like, it's starting to feel like what it felt like back in the day, you know?
And the fact that, like, we grew up with these, like, this was our X-Men back in the day before, like, I think Sony had X.
No, Fox had X-Men.
It was Fox, okay.
Yeah, and they had X-Men, and then, like, what I really like is they also, James Marsden was the original Cyclops from those OG movies, which, that's why I was like, we should react to the OG X-Men movies, because he was great in it, and I don't think he got his due because Wolverine became so popular. Yeah. Which, I love Wolverine. Like, I love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but, like, here, like, seeing, like, this moment right here, where he's blasting, you know... He's just he's just doing that. Oh my god, that feeling of Cyclops. And you see in the back though, these footsteps, those are Sentinel footsteps.
Oh.
Which were those giant robots that hunted mutants.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening?
Oh my god.
Like, things are going. Doomsday is coming.
I'm like, I got so many questions now still, because it's like, how are they incorporating all these different, like, I guess, are they making it into one timeline? Multiverse?
Well, multiverse is there,
be the big one. But
so Doom is gonna be like the freaking. This is why I'm like hyped about it, because, you know, people have opinions on Robert Downey Jr. doing Doom, but I'm like, man, Doom is coming in, and he's a threat. Yeah. Because look at all these folks getting impacted from this, you know.
And also, okay, I just gotta point out, seeing, like, the actors for I called it Xavier and Magneto, like, but also, like, seeing them older, like. Yeah.
And they feel like, and it's like, it's really cool is too, because they've always been opposing sides, even though they've been friends. Yeah. And you see here, like, they're genuinely, like, together. And you're like, damn, like, hell yeah.
That's, you know? Oh, man.
So the hype is building for you?
It's both, because it's like, I just understand, like, you know, time, like, you know, like, in real life time, like, how much more do we have from these actors that
this might be their last one. Like, I've been hearing some comments that this might be the Patrick Stewart's last, like, he's gonna retire.
After this?
Yeah, I think, I could be wrong, but I've heard
I'm
that.
hoping a bit of Hugh Jackman, like, you're gonna be working until you're 90.
I think he's getting there.
He's getting
That's
there
why
now.
I'm like, let the man sleep. Okay, let him rest.
Okay, you're right.
All right, the last one. This is the one that just got dropped like 15 hours ago. So,
okay.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing that these were the 4 trailers in circulation in the theaters, but I've been hearing rumors that there's like a 5 and 6 potentially.
Oh.
One of them might be Doom's trailer, which I'm
I'm
really excited about. I don't know if that is the truth or not. We're gonna find out next week.
Yeah.
Because again, I said like every Tuesday they're releasing it,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
What the reactions either way?
Yeah.
I would have watched Love and Thunder by then.
Yeah. But yeah, like I hope they do show more trailers. I mean, there's some wild theories. There's literally a theory, and I don't know. I don't think they will do this, but if they did, this would be wild. It's like every week they would drop a teaser like this all the way till the movie's released in December, and I'm like, I don't know about
the whole movie.
I'm like, you're giving like a whole movie, but I'm like, hey.
More for us.
Or it doesn't even have, like, maybe these scenes are not in the movie. Maybe they're the background for us to be understanding what's happening, and the movie itself.
I would
like,
appreciate that too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm doubting the fact that they're going to release weekly, but I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing more trailers too. But I've been, like I said, like they did a great job in marketing, and they've been building up the hype. And I mean, just your reaction. Like you have not watched like Avengers, Marvel's not really been in your peripheral, and you're tearing up. You're tearing up. Like so that's
Marvel's
what.
I'm a crybaby. Like
No,
I'm not
like,
gonna lie.
I don't even think it's that. Like it's
Show
like
me puppies, kitties.
Because like obviously like with but like with each one like you can there's more emotion to it.
There really is.
And they're taking the time with it, which I like. All right.
Crap, I was not expecting that last one.
So all right, so here we go.
Okay.
This is the most recent trailer. So I haven't seen this either, so this is gonna be new to me as well. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Go.
Okay.
I've lost everyone that matters to me. The king has his duties to prepare our people for the afterlife. I have mine.
King M'Baku of Wakanda.
Then, Yancey Street between Bloom and Grand.
That's awesome.
Wakanda forever.
And
Let's
there we
go.
It's the countdown, baby. It's hype. And I'm liking like each one is like has like a monologue, except for Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers, he's got a baby.
But it's like he after all
got
those
his
years,
end.
he got his.
The soldier
his-
retired.
Yes.
Not anymore. We're bringing him back till he's
These
90,
writers.
and he's already 90 because he was frozen.
He was.
But till he's 190, we're gonna keep going with him.
Yo, okay, that's the other thing I just realized. Like, I think when it came to like Wakanda and like Black Panther, I feel like I missed. I feel like there might have been
There's a
movie
Black
or
Panther
two.
2 movie.
Okay,
that you missed.
that's
And that's
probably what I
where
missed.
Namor, which was the one that you were seeing with the beard,
Yeah.
he's a character in that.
Does he becomes the king of Wakanda?
No, he's he's a king in a different place.
Okay.
It's like oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
like I said,
So
there's
two
some
movies,
movies
two
you have to watch, but what it's doing is like it's focusing on the movies,
Yeah.
and I think it's focusing on like the characters that are like people are hyped about. Like we watched Fantastic Four already, so we know
Yeah.
on that one. But,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's
So yeah, you gotta watch Love and Thunder, Thor for that part, and then also Black Panther 2, and then we're gonna react to Loki
okay.
because Loki, I think, will have a huge part to play in this, and Loki's show is amazing.
Really? Okay.
it's-
I mean, I did hear a lot of great things about Loki, but I think again it was just like.
It was a like I said, it's
I have
been
to
a mixed
binge.
bag. But anyways, we watched all the 4 trailers. I watched the most recent one now, and I like it. I think definitely for me, the X-Men was the most hype.
Oh man.
But I love Steve Rogers' trailer. I love Thor's trailer.
Yeah.
I'm hyped about this one too. But the X-Men, I was like,
X-Men
especially with Cyclops with the '90s, like that's like the blue costume and everything. That's in the '90s in the animated show, the X-Men from the '90s.
Damn.
So like them having that.
Yeah.
Because I was always like, they went a little too black and leather for all the X-Men in the early on. I was like, I get it, you know, but I was like,
Makes
I would have
sense.
liked some color.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see that. But yeah, what do you think overall? Like, what do you feel about this this movie that's coming out that you barely knew anything about?
I think you're right. I think this does feel like Infinity Wars and EndGame all over again, where it was like they're leading up to this big battle that we don't know yet how it's gonna look like.
Event.
Like an event, and then also like, what's the aftermath? Like, how's it gonna play out? How's it gonna differ from like Infinity Wars, right?
Yeah.
Because like Doomsday, the little bit that I know about him is like he's like this genius who owns his own like country, and like he's really intelligent, tech savvy.
Knows magic.
Knows magic. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, Doctor Doom, and he is the rival of Mr. Fantastic in terms of intellect as well.
And then, okay, would you know this? Between Mr. Fantastic and Iron Man, like in terms of
who's smarter?
intellectual, yeah, or like
Mr. Fantastic.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense because like
He's like the smartest man on the planet, and then I would say Doom is more arrogant, so like they kind of, but they're both like equal. Cause Tony is smart, but he's smart in like specific things. Doom and like Mr. Fantastic is insanely intelligent.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. He's the guy who, I mean, we watched, right? He was literally planning against a freaking cosmic being.
That's true.
Galactus coming in. He was like, okay, how about we teleport the planet? When did Iron Man, he was like Ultron is like, what I'm going to do, I'm going to build some robots to stop the threat of the aliens.
Yeah.
And Mr. Fantastic was like, what if I transport the planet to a different area? And I was like, you know, what if we do that instead? And then the bad guy comes and he's not even another year.
That's true.
And I was like, Jesus.
That's a good point.
Crazy. Yeah, he's on a different level.
He is on a different level. Okay.
But you're spot on. Like the feeling that I get from it is it feels like an event.
I feel like
it feels like an event that's coming.
Remember the theaters when they were like completely packed and everybody was like,
I feel like it's gonna happen.
It's gonna
happen, man. I think it's gonna happen. And there was, so the funny thing is, this kind of, because Kang Dynasty was gonna be this movie, that changed, and really the movie started like being made like a year ago, so people were worried. People are still worried that, like, you know, all these changes and all the stuff you're doing and you're trying to have, and there's a Secret Wars movie, so there's gonna be Doomsday, and I think Spider-Man is in the middle or before Doomsday, and then Secret Wars happens, which is like the second, like it's like Doomsday is Infinity War, and then Secret Wars is Endgame.
Gotcha. So
there's gonna be like an Avengers Secret Wars that will happen too, right? But people are a little worried, like, yo, like this is happening a little too fast. And all the stuff that we've seen in the past has been a mixed bag. Like, what do we... And then you start bringing in the OG characters, like Steve Rogers and X-Men. Are you trying to, like, you know, like, because these characters... Because these characters in the stuff that didn't work as well in the Phase 4 and 5, the characters, they were not liked as much. And, you know, and instead of focusing on them, you're focusing back... Like, it's like, are you just trying to save, like... You're trying to fix things, course correct, as they say? And I'm like... Yeah, because it needed to be.
Yeah.
Because it, like, genuinely, like, and I don't want to put you through watching all the Marvel stuff, but when you watch the recent Marvel stuff, you'll be like, whoa, like that's kind of your reaction, and I'm like, that's not how it used to be, right? And they're changing it up and they're trying to bring the hype back, and I'm like, I'm all for it. If you do it right, 100%, this is going to be awesome. And it's already, in terms of marketing, is building up this hype that, like, I've seen online. People are talking about it more. Before this, people were just bashing on Avengers, like, it's not going to be good. And now they're like, yo, like, they've got the Russo brothers who made the movie, and they have not failed. Russo brothers were the ones who made Winter Soldier first,
Nice.
Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Okay.
Every Marvel
dang.
movie they made, it's been a banger. So to me,
Why not keep hiring them?
I don't know. I feel like in Russo's we trust. Like I think they're gonna do a great job. That's my prediction.
And we could talk about this in a podcast, but question for you would be, how do you think they could do it where they're passing on the mantle in a way that's like the audience would be open to it? Because I think with like recently with like the Falcon supposed to be Captain America and I don't know many other characters that were supposed to be.
Shuri became Black Panther.
Shuri became Black Panther.
Because that one was because Chadwick passed away, unfortunately.
But like in a way that because it's like how, and I think Thor, there's supposed to be like a girl Thor that's gonna come out already.
You gotta watch Love and Thunder for that.
Love and Thunder, okay.
Find out more.
But like, what do you think? Do you think the way they did it initially, what was the reaction from the public that you saw, and then how do you think they can do it if they were to try to do it again? How can they improve upon that?
So this is a complicated question. This is a complicated.
More podcasts, or do you want to be like a
it's not. Yeah, it requires a lot of delving into, but what I can say is, in the comics, we had characters that passed the mantle, and they just didn't sell as much as the OG characters. Now, that's not because... Sometimes it's because the stories are not as good, but it's also because we have 60 years in comics of Steve Rogers as Captain America. It's hard to like remove that, and now we see like a smaller version of that in this, right? We had from 2011 is when the first Captain America came to 2019 when EndGame happened. That's 8 years of Captain America, of Steve Rogers that we know. And now we have suddenly, basically, it being passed on to Falcon. And, the show wasn't as good as it could have been, and the movie wasn't as good as it could have been. So there is a world where I'm like, okay, if those were really, really well made, or they were polished, would Falcon be as, like, would people appreciate Falcon as Captain America, and would they be all for it? And it could be the case. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but basically, to me, when you pass the baton, there's a couple of things that I think you have to understand as a director or a producer that when you have like a legacy character like Steve Rogers passing the shield to Anthony Mackie, who's the Falcon, right? You're like, okay, there's a couple of things. First is, does the transition make sense? Does it make sense to pass it on? Is it the right person to pass it on to? And there were two characters. There was Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier, and there was Anthony Mackie as Falcon. And it's like, who do you give it to? And they were like, we'll give it to Falcon because it makes more sense for him to have it to, because Winter Soldier's a criminal. But in the comics, he does become Captain America, and it's actually kind of popular to a degree. But even him goes back to being Winter Soldier. Steve Rogers comes back as Captain America. So first is the comics are different because you can have a character be there forever. In movies, there's a little bit of an issue, right? So you're like, okay, do you want to transition? So first is, I think it makes sense why he would pass it on to Falcon. I think the scene itself in EndGame where he does pass it, the shield, when he's old and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's great. But the second thing you got to think about is how popular is Falcon?
Yeah, because I feel like they didn't give him that much screen time throughout the Avengers either. Or enough to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? In Captain America movies, there was more screen time to him, but and
there was way more for Winter Soldier too.
There's more because he was the actual catalyst to almost every Captain America movie other than the first one.
Yeah.
So, to me, Falcon is a great supporting character. No, there's no disrespect to like Anthony Mackie can't be Captain America or anything like that. It's not. I think he has a great personality, and I think he's a different Captain America. But it's just, to me, I'm like, there was not, like, Falcon was not the integral piece like Winter Soldier was. So even if it was like, to me, like, if you pass the shield to Winter Soldier, just narratively wise, it might not make sense. Where you're like, well, Falcon is more, he's more like, he's been consistent and loyal. He's more, good-hearted. He doesn't have this baggage of being a Winter Soldier. But at the same time, I'm like, all the movies, majority of the movies have been about him and what he's been going through and his journey. Giving him the shield and him dealing with being Captain America is like, I think there would have been more attention to him, and that might have been a bigger response than what we got with Falcon. To me, Falcon has in the movies shown to be a great supporting character, but Captain America is not a supporting character.
Yeah.
He's the lead. He's the in the front. Yeah. And I think, and then whenever he tries to do that, so in Captain America movies and the show, he's trying to do that. The problem is, like, we feel a disconnect. In my opinion, we feel like you weren't like this before, and now you're being this way, and I don't know if everyone was on board. So it could be that it just wasn't, the stuff wasn't polished. If it was, we'd be more for it. But to me, when you're dealing with comic book characters that are actually passing on the baton, it hasn't worked that well in the comics. To me, what makes more sense is just recast them.
Really?
You have the multiverse to work with, and I think that's what they're gonna do. Instead of passing the baton, there could be another Steve Rogers that shows up, and that's like a different Steve Rogers.
So kind of how they're doing with like Robert Downey Jr.
We know X-Men movies are gonna happen after this.
Yeah.
Because X-Men is part of Marvel now. We're not gonna get, exactly. We're gonna get a new.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to me, I'm like,
that makes sense.
so
degree.
To me, it's all about like what brings the attention and the attraction to those characters. Steve Rogers' story is just timeless, and he's always has this persona that like people can get behind. To me, like, there's few characters. There's only one time, and even then, it doesn't fully work the same way. Is Miles Morales?
I was gonna say that.
But here's the thing: Miles Morales gets passed on. Like the transition, right, from Peter Parker giving to Miles Morales. Miles Morales in the comics was from a different comic book line, which is a different universe anyway.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even part of the main universe.
Yeah.
And then he becomes later part of the main universe, but then you have both Spider-Man. So even there, it wasn't like the actual Spider-Man that we follow was actually passing it on to Miles. So to me, that's where I'm talking about, like, it's hard. It's hard because audience have been with these characters for so many years, and then you're saying, we're gonna transfer it to someone else. Like, sure, like, I think Black Panther 2 is a good movie. I personally don't think Shuri should have been Black Panther. Her personality never fit Black Panther. It just never fit that. She was also a supporting character in the first Black Panther movie. She's the scientist. She's kind of the brother dynamic that both T'Challa and Shuri have, where like she's a scientist, she creates this equipment, she makes fun of him, she records when he like attacks something and gets blown up. Yeah. Like she's that, right? And she's a genius. But then in the second movie, and I see why they were doing it, they're like, you have to become the leader now because we lost T'Challa. But to me, I'm like, I get why they did it. I get why they didn't want to like tarnish Chadwick Boseman's like image to be. And I'm going way too deep now. Like I think I'm like this is going too long. But basically, to me, recasting makes more sense because the heart of the character is still there. The Steve Rogers we know might still be there. So to me, like I'm thinking that's where it's leading to.
Recasting Steve Rogers, not Chadwick's.
Or maybe we get like a T'Challa, maybe. I don't know. I don't fully know. Like I said, like I can go deeper into this, like if we did like a podcast, because I can then break down each of the steps that were taken, in my opinion, that kind of like really were kind of changing things, not in the best way. But transitions can happen. Like, you can pass on the baton, I think, if you do it right. But I think it's better to just have new characters. Like, don't have to pass the baton. You don't need to have, like, again, controversial opinion, Falcon as a Captain America. You can have Steve Rogers as Captain America, Falcon be Falcon, and then have another character. Like, have a new, like, Shang-Chi is a new character in the comics, but, like, he's a new character in the movies. And we just follow him.
But even then, I don't know how well that would be accepted too.
Shang-Chi was more accepted. People liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
I'm talking about, like...
there's no baggage of a previous character legacy to worry about.
No, I mean, like, recasting Captain America. Because, like, they kind of did a little bit in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Where, like, there was this, like...
No, that's a character that exists in the comics. John Walker is a character that exists in the comics. And he's liked.
In the comics?
Yeah.
I mean...
He's a replacement for Steve Rogers, but he's not Steve Rogers. That's not recasting Steve Rogers.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, like...
I might feel about that one. But I guess
we've seen it kind of happen with X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class was... So the original X-Men movies had Patrick Stewart and everything.
Oh, that's a good point.
X-Men First Class happened. James McAvoy was the new... We have Batman recasted.
Multiple times.
Superman
How has that
recast.
gone, though?
Amazing.
Well,
every Batman, like Batman vs Superman is like controversial because of the Snyderverse, but Batman has been liked every time. New Batman movie.
Even with Ben Affleck?
They like Ben Affleck as Batman.
Really?
Yeah, people really like him.
Like a lot of like different.
They didn't like the movie.
Okay.
But the him as Batman, they were like people. A lot of people liked. So like, we recast Superman. Superman got recasted.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
I mean,
I'm a Henry Cavill fan, so.
But
actually, he did a great job.
At some point, even if we had Henry Cavill, he would have been recasted for the next Superman. Recasting happens all the time.
But then it happens too often. You're like, it's like again another Spider-Man where like they just recast it so many times.
But we love the new Spider-Man.
But then it's like, I don't know. I might feel about that one.
So to me, like, it's the only way you can move forward. It is the only way you can. You can't force people to like a character in another people's position if that hasn't happened yet, in my opinion. Now, technically, maybe you can. Oh, I moved things around a little bit.
Oh, that's okay.
But we can have that debate if you want to do that. We can do all that. I mean, I like I said, I went off the tangent. I shouldn't have talked about it.
That was also my question, so.
Yeah, but going back to Avengers Doomsday, I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be hype. They're building up the tension really well. They're bringing up the characters really well. I think it's going to be this massive reset for Marvel that they need because of this very just kind of flimsy Phase 4 and 5 that they had. I think if they do this right, this can bring back Marvel to how it was, about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And that would be really cool to see.
But I'm excited.
I mean, you cried.
Shut up. No, we did. I had allergies.
Yeah, every trailer moment is when you were like, the allergies are coming.
Just it's dusty in here.
But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Please put in the comments your opinions on how the state of Marvel is. Do you think Marvel is doing fine? Do you agree with Kim maybe on maybe we need to have like these proper transitions of roles to like new characters? Do you think I'm right that eventually they need to be recast just like how we recast Batman or Superman and stuff like that?
Or third idea or fourth idea.
Third idea, and one idea of that is just having more characters. Having more characters, finding out which characters like resonate with the audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think, and let us know what you think about how they're doing the marketing here, and are you excited about Doomsday? Like, is this bringing up the hype for you, or are you like, nah, it's too much nostalgia bait? It's not gonna be that good.
I'm all for it. I'm all for the nostalgia bait.
Well,
I'll take it.
Your comments can be different. You don't have to agree. I agree with you, but I'm just saying. And also, what character would you really want to see in Avengers Doomsday?
Yeah.
Which for me currently is Doom.
Oh.
I mean,
absolutely.
your villain makes the movie, man. Thanos was hype because of that, so I'm like, Give me the Doom trailer. I want to see what Doom is about. So, but yeah.
Spider-Man for me.
Spider-Man.
I wanted to finally have like that moment.
There's a new Spider-Man movie coming too. But was there anything else I was with it? No, I think this is it. I think we went 44 minutes for 4-minute trailers. I don't know much to say about that, but hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you later. Bye.